What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be taking a look at the Venom vs. Captain America Gamerverse 2-pack from Marvel Legends. So let's see what we've got going on. Let's check it out. As promised, today we'll be taking a look at the Captain America vs. Venom 2-pack. Let's see what we've got going on. Taking a look at the package, of course, we are under the Gamerverse banner. You've got that there and there. We have the Captain America vs. Venom 16-bit logo down at the bottom. Of course, you can see the figures in there. We've got some effect pieces here, a solid shield, extra heads for both. Love that. And you've got some extra hands down below. Flip it to the back, we can see the Captain America and Venom figures here. You've got your health stats at the top, important information below. There's your blurb. The patriotic super soldier Captain America faces off against Venom and his alien symbiote powers. On the sides, you do have Venom here, and you have Captain America there. One more look at the front here. But let's get them out of the box. Fresh out of the package, we can get a good look at both of these figures. We got a whole lot of blue going on here. I do like what we've got with the aesthetic for these figures, right? I know we've got some reuse in here, but it does give you a version of Venom that I think a lot of people have wanted for some time. A good video game figure, right? You've got extra hands, extra heads. You've got a complete shield. You've got a power effect. Perceived value seems to be there, at least on the surface, when looking at what we've got. Let's take a closer look. Moving in closer, we can get a good look at Venom here. So we're using a similar Venom, same Venom body we've used before, but now we get a blue variant of the character. Really ties into that video game aesthetic. So I think this is one that's going to look cool on the shelf. I guess I would have loved to have seen the more exaggerated symbiote effect. That would have been super cool in action figure form, but we do get the mask moving onto the face like we've seen previously. You do get a little bit of update though on that Eddie Brock head sculpt, which that looks really good. I like what they've done as far as the detailing in there. I think I'll probably stick with the alternate head sculpt, but do want to look at both. Of course, you see a lot of the same stuff. You've got this great blue color, the emblem in white. You can see the paint a little bit lighter on the legs on this side. I can really see some blue bleeding in through there. A little bit better on this side, and then really deep in the middle. So a little bit inconsistent, I would say. Here is a look at our alternate head sculpt, which does give you the green Venom goo just on the tongue there. I wish every single Venom figure came with this. This for me is something that I think just looks cool in action figure form in a display. So I would prefer all Venoms be treated that way. For your hands, you do get a set of fists and you get your set of open hands. For the articulation, the head does look down to there, chin just touching the chest. Head looks up to there, so you get some good upward angle. You do get movement side to side. Plenty of movement around and only a little bit of rock in there. Arms do work all the way around. You do have that butterfly and they go up to about there, so you got a good angle there. Upper bicep cut, double jointed pinless at the elbow, nothing at your forearm, hinge at the wrist. For your upper torso, you do have that diaphragm cut in there with the dumbbell, and that gives you all kinds of rotation, so I love to see that. You do get that lower ab crunch as well. Legs will kick up to about there, back to there, and out to there. You do have that upper thigh cut. You are double jointed, pinned at the knee, and then you do have your hinge and swivel at the ankle. That's going to be the big complaint for everybody. You get the mix, pinless, pinned. We're getting an upgrade here. Could be time to at least upgrade that part. For comparison, here he is backed up against the 80th anniversary retro carded Venom. Now that'll be the same body as that 3-pack Venom, just with different head options, right? So using the same buck here, you can see this is just an upgrade of this previous version, with some slight arm alterations being one of the big standouts. The retro carded and 3-pack versions were on pinned arms, and they had a little bit of sculpting down at the forearm, whereas this new Gamerverse Venom is going to be pinless with slightly bigger shoulder and bicep areas. Here he is backed up against one of our older Venoms, just to see where we've sort of progressed over the years. So if you have one of these older style Venom bucks, you'll notice the upgrade in overall body size that we've seen over the years. And finally, here he is backed up against Maximum Spider-Man, just to give an idea of how this Venom will mix in with your Spider-Man figures. Moving over to Cap, we can get a good look here. So we get this head sculpt. This seems to be par for the course for Captain America figures, right? And it's a good head sculpt. It's got a great stoic look. It's Captain America, right? So very complimentary to the character. However, it doesn't really grab the video game vibe. I would have liked to have seen maybe an update to that head sculpt there, but still, for a Captain America, it's a great head sculpt. So, all right, we've got some new stuff here in the torso area, the upper chest. You can see this is different from our previous Captain America's there. He is pinless all around, so you do like to see that. No texture on the costume though, so it'll be a very flat and smooth suit on this Captain America. Moving over to the alternate head, you do get this screaming head, and this is the perfect combination. What I'm always talking about it. I need 2 heads per figure, 1 neutral, 1 expressive. All comments aside about the previous head sculpt, they've done that for me. I like the expression here though. This will certainly be the head sculpt I go with for the display. For your hands, you do get your set of fists, and you get 2 thumbs up. For your shield, we do get your standard clip system there, which time and time again, this is one of my biggest complaints with the line, is that at this point we haven't upgraded this system. People may say, well, why? It's a clip, it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So the problem is these are always broke. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. So I would like to see just some sort of update. That's all. Just an engineering update. That's all I'm asking. You also get this power effect. This is great. This is really what I'm enjoying about all of these Gamerverse packs, are these things that we're getting with the packs. That will look great in a display. I'm not sure where I'm going with this yet, but this Cap may just go straight to the video game display simply because of this. That's pretty awesome. For your articulation, the head will look down to there, chin touching the top of the chest. Head goes back to there, plenty of range backwards. You do get plenty of movement side to side, a good amount of rock in there. Arms do work themselves all the way around. They will go up to about there. You do have that upper bicep cut. You are double jointed, pinless at the elbow. You do have a hinge at the wrist. Of course, one of the bigger upgrades for this figure will be the butterflies there. And you get a lot of backwards range there. You can see plenty of backward movement on those, and you get a good amount of forward as well. However, you are going to get just a basic ab crunch and hip swivel. Your legs will kick up to about there, back to there, and out to there. Upper thigh cut, double jointed pinless at the knee, boot cut, hinge, and swivel at the ankle. For comparison, here he is backed up against our 20th anniversary Cap from a few years back now. So this one clearly has more texture in the upper torso. You do get the straps to go along as well. I still think that is probably my favorite Marvel Legends Captain America up to this point. It just gives you a little bit of everything, pins aside. And then here he is backed up against our most recent, which would be the Secret Wars Captain America. Again, a little more texture on there. That one is pinless, different color scheme, so you can get an idea of your most recent Captain America figures. The shield is from one of our other Captain America figures, however, because that had the broken shield. Alright folks, well there you have it. There is your Marvel Legends, Marvel vs. Capcom, Gamerverse, Captain America vs. Venom 2-pack coming out now. Overall, it's a pretty decent 2-pack. You've got two beloved characters, popular characters as well, so I can see people being excited about getting in on this. My biggest, I guess, gripe would be that we've still got pins on Venom's legs here. We've received this buck a few times. We are getting upgrades each time. You can see specifically from the arms this go round. I would have liked to have seen the knees as well. But that aside, the color is perfect, for me at least. It looks great as a version of the video game Venom. Again, would have loved to have seen the more exaggerated symbiote effect, but I'm sure somebody will make that out there. There was a little bit of paint that was seeming a little weak for the white areas. You saw the blue bleeding in there, so again, not something that I love about this, but overall, it's a pretty decent figure. Captain America features this great shield effect. That, for me, is one of the best pieces out of this entire set, and I've really loved what they've been doing with these effects for all of the Gamerverse figures. The Cap is a solid Captain America. If you don't have one in your collection and you're looking to add one without backtracking, I think you'll be happy with this one. For those of you who have been around collecting a little bit, this Captain America may seem a little lacking because it does not have any texture to go along with it, but it is still a really nice Captain America figure. Both figures give you two head options, which for me is all I'm ever asking for. I just want the choice for how I'm going to display it, so we get that here. You've got hands, you've got effects, it's got everything that I asked for. So overall, I'm happy with the purchase. I like what I've got here. If you're looking for it, I do wish you luck in your endeavor. Folks, that's the 2 cents. I do appreciate you checking out the video. Of course, you can always find me on any of these socials down here. Most importantly, though, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe below. And until next time, take it easy.